hear it's short, too. Like, shorter than the original.
What? Just... Okay, uploading to YouTube as per usual. Just going to make something real quick. Oh, you changed your gamer tag. Or you changed your Twitter handle.
Yep.
So, do we have any personal history with Resident Evil? All 4?
I do. I guess you could say, you know?
You know...
Oh, god damn it. Yeah, the PS4 version of Resident Evil 4 specifically, I kind of don't like because they fucked up the controls.
Yeah, that's what happens when you port. I'm just typing in me, Ian Gallandon, and Lopez take on the Spanish Inquisition.
You wish.
Hey, we're in Spain, so it makes sense.
Technically, it's the Mexican Spanish Inquisition.
Technically.
I figured since I already beat it once, why not play it on professional mode? So this is going to be a continuation of my already ongoing stream.
Okay. Professional mode's probably going to be a hell of a time with that controller. Well, with those controls. The controller itself is fine, but the controls are wonky. There's a reason I never played any of the Resident Evil games on Xbox, let's just say.
Oh, I can imagine.
And that's the weird thing, that they kept using the Xbox controls on the PS4 version. But, you know, it is a port of the PC version. So...
Lately, I've been playing Sonic Adventure 2 on my Steam. That's been hella addicting.
Ah, god damn it. Yeah, I've got Adventure 2 Battle, and I've got Adventure 2 on I've got Adventure 2 Battle on, well, yeah, Steam and GameCube, and it took me like 15 years to track down the GameCube version of Adventure 2 Battle.
Ooh.
And now you could just download that all on Steam. And yes, I am using the special costume.
Yeah, and the Steam version has a bunch of stuff that patches back the Dreamcast lighting effects and texture effects that were missing from the GameCube version, I believe.
I gotta get that.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 both had some, let's say, graphical deficiencies when ported to GameCube. But the problem is, hardly anyone really played it on the Dreamcast, and... You know, the sad thing about Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 is that you'll probably never get anything but the remakes on PC or modern consoles these days, or at least in any kind of playable form. Because, or at least decently playable form. Resident Evil 3 has textural problems. The audio is at like half the frequency of the Dreamcast and PlayStation versions, and it's just overall has a bunch of small issues that assemble into one very large, mostly unplayable game.
You know, I find it weird that that originally Resident Evil 2, that what originally Code Veronica was on the Dreamcast, well, of all things.
Yeah.
And yet,
and fun fact, that was originally supposed to be Resident Evil 3. But Sony wanted Nemesis to be a...
seriously?
Yeah, Sony wanted Nemesis, which is going to be...
No, I'm reacting to what's going on right now.
Okay.
Ugh, great. So much for stealth.
Of course.
Because remember, it's me you're watching, so stealth is not going to be one of my strong suits.
Shit.
Wait, hold on. What's stealth? That rifle doesn't even have a freaking
Ow. Asshole.
Ooh.
Oh, crap. Seriously, you're throwing dynamite on your own dudes. You're wasting time.
I like it when you can shoot the dynamite out of the air. Or while it's sitting in their hand.
And I'm
you know?
dead.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You should try
First
playing...
Blown
Sorry.
to hell.
You should try playing professional with only a non-upgraded pistol. That is hell on earth.
That's hell you're walking into.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, damn it. At least I could skip cutscenes. Because I'm sure many people who have played OG Kingdom Hearts 1 will have post-traumatic stress disorder, or with unskippable cutscenes.
Oh yeah, unskippable cutscenes are never good.
Just buying a bigger case. I'm gonna buy this because
Yeah, still probably need it. No one knew.
ah, frick. I need it just to kind of heal up because I want to save my herbs.
Yeah, save the
Sadly, the RE2 remake has taught me a couple things, which is waste the first aid sprays, save the friggin' herbs.
Oh, come on. Okay, I'm just gonna take the chopper.
Get to the
Get to-
chopper.
Do it! Do it now!
Get to the chopper. They literally call it a chopper.
Wait, they can't... Wait, with Predator reference intact?
Yes. The update
Okay.
came with get to the chopper.
But do we get a Predator alien in the game?
I don't know.
Fred Alien.
I really don't know. I mean,
No, I mean like a actual Predator, not the
Not
Pred
that.
alien from AVP2. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, that is bull crap. You know what? Just for that, come here.
There he is.
I don't know. There might be something like that in here. It's Fortnite. Anything's possible.
I mean, they got dancing Thanos for crying out loud.
Yeah.
This knife is too good. No wonder they nerfed it in the RE2
Legendary
remake.
chest.
Oh shit! Seriously,
Oh.
game. You are having fun at my expense.
Hey, dude, could be worse. You can be fucking up a QTE with a crocodile freaking kills you to death.
Oh ha ha! Oh ha ha! That's very funny.
Hey, relax. The game fucked me over too with that fucking Reaper.
Alright, got some rifle ammo, shotgun shells. Well, if anything, these village idiots will at least kill each other.
No, this ain't Doom.
Are you freaking... Oh, shit! I did not see that guy.
Surprise, motherfucker. Damn, you kicked his head off.
Well, that's something that can happen.
God damn. I got a shotgun.
Oh, God! Oh. The village people are here.
Right under you.
I don't want to look behind me. I really don't want to look behind me.
Oh, what a better. Oh. That's close.
Oh. Did that just
They
happen?
grab you, you're dead.
Did that just happen?
God damn it, telemarketers.
It only gets worse. Alright, one shot, Kennedy. Make this count. I better use this.
That's a default sound effect. Like, that comes with... It's odd.
You know, part of what got me into wanting to do a professional run of this game was Maximilian Dude's dude's professional all run highlights on his channel. You should give it a watch. It's really funny. You ever watch Red vs. Blue, O'Gallendon?
Yeah, I've watched it a few times. Mostly the older stuff.
I've tried watching like the newer stuff, and it's season 16 still isn't finished yet on YouTube. It's finished on their website, of course.
Oh yeah, nobody
thinking,
cares about their website.
Yeah, really, no.
Oh come on! You. Stupid
And
thing
I
wouldn't
grab
change
this.
weapons when
There's
I
going to be more dudes. Because that's how video game logic works. Even though you pretty much routed most of the enemies in the area, there's still going to be more or to chase you after you grab one part of the MacGuffin.
Yeah.
Because that's just how games work, you know? Didn't you read it at your local library? Oh
no,
God,
because they're all closed.
Exactly.
Oh. Come on.
You know, if somebody was slashing into my back with a knife like that, I don't think I'd be able to stand back up. Especially not if somebody had just shot me in the eye, but then again, these are,
These are quote-unquote not zombies.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they're the Ganados? Do you see what I see?
God damn it.
Alright, so now that we've combined the treasures, we can move on. I gotta see if I can get... Hey, Gallendon, do you have RE5 on PS4?
Yes, I do.
We've gotta do multiplayer. We gotta do multiplayer on that.
That can actually be online? I thought that was
Yeah.
local only.
No, you can do it online. Fran and I have done it, and me and Sonny, and you've also done it too.
Okay, how the hell do I get down from this There's a platform up here on this power thing, and there's... Wait a second. Oh, come on. The power lines are zip lines. That... Okay, go fuck yourself, game.
He's playing Fortnite, Fran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just ran into the guy with the assault rifle because I was dead. I was done. This guy had me dead to rights. For some reason,
you still have Fran, if you still have the link to his channel, you can go check it out on his end.
Yeah.
And Bright Still Stars.
Yep.
Plug.
Plug.
Excuse me. Holy crap! That was awesome. You saw that, right?
I'm probably about to see it. Yes. Oh yeah,
that was
cool.
the greatest parry.
Nice.
And on the Yo Video Games playthrough of this game, before Max did his professional mode run, there was like, God, friggin' klepto! Leon, you are a friggin' klepto. You just gotta grab all that junk.
Remember, Kleptomania kills.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one grabbing all this crap.
Yeah, but you tend to be klepto at times.
Yeah, but I wasn't intending on grabbing it. I was intending on kicking him in the face.
Still, you tend to be a klepto at bad times.
Yeah, that's the Assassin's Creed problem. Where you've got too many things mapped to the same button.
I have seen Assassin's Creed 3 on PS4. It looks so bad.
Assassin's Creed just, for some reason, once it hit the next gen, everything just looked like garbage. Had a hell of a start with Unity.
Oh.
Oh, come on! I crouched!
No, you didn't. You didn't crouch. You clearly took it to the face. Dumbass. Duck.
Oh, that was cool.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, God, there are bear traps everywhere.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if you step on one and die.
And I have to waste ammo shooting them. Do you have any idea how that feels?
Oh, come on. I didn't click that. I hit the L1 button once.
Yeah, you gotta fight your friggin' kleptomania. Friggin' make sure you shoot the bear trap first.
I'm just gonna go to Team Rumble if I don't make it to the end on this one.
Come on, I know there's only one way for you schmucks to go. Come here.
You know, the helicopter in Fortnite has no offensive weapons.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, there's a way I could just tilt the camera downward, or to look at the ground so I don't step on any friggin' bear traps.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that's actually... I thought you would have known that by now. Well, if you've already played through the game once.
Don't you sass me, boy.
I mean, you know, the first thing I do when I pick up a game is I just press every button to see what it does.
Yeah. Even if it accidentally kills you.
Why do you sound like a rabid animal?
Maybe I am one.
Yeah, not like you can get to us right now, so...
It's true for you. You, because I can't even go visit you.
Yeah.
He's in New Haven. It's like we both live in the same state, but now we're just like... Now it's just like... Now it's like, even if he wanted to, he can't even leave.
Oh, yeah.
Leave his place.
I could. I just don't want to take that chance.
I've always
So you don't want to take the chance that someone could get you. Or someone could get you in trouble. Or something.
Funny thing is...
More like I don't want to take a chance to end up getting sick and not able to work.
That's not that likely.
Yeah, it really isn't.
Yeah, true. Still.
You're more likely... trying to think of what's a more likely statistic of happening instead of him actually catching Corona-chan.
No, me finding a 12-pack of Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Out of season?
That's true.
Yeah.
And I've seen a few a while back at work.
Okay.
I think I've still got a couple of cans of it left over from a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure they're stale by now.
Oh yeah, they are.
Probably, but
I also have that last can of Sweet Mango Heat that I've been saving.
Mango liquid refreshment.
Hey, Sweet Mango Heat was the best flavor.
I was making a Tiny Toons reference.
Aside from let's see, what was it? The lemonade flavor from Advanced Warfare. That was really good, and they never made that again.
Ooh, big one.
Big one. I do remember, you pick it up, it's not going to tell you if it weighs 10 pounds.
Well, I already... Who throws a flash grenade inside of this?
The villagers.
Well, they definitely didn't throw it. It probably would have been dropped, unless, of course, they're too stupid to actually, you know...
Pull the pin.
Yeah. And I just realized that's entirely possible.
Then they're able to get all the fish.
Oh, one of the best ways to grind up money, find a place full of crows and just, like, throw a flash grenade. Like, holy crap. The oodles of stuff you'll get.
For the longest time, I never knew that the flash grenades actually did anything. I always thought they were worthless.
They do insta-kill, those, they do insta-kill the Lost Plagas when they get out of there, when they get to the point where... Yeah.
Okay.
When they get to that point in the game.
And that's interesting, but I never knew that until somebody told me that a couple years ago when they were commentating on my... Well, they were commenting on my Let's Play, which was, at the time, the longest Let's Play I'd ever done. I think it was, like, almost 100 parts.
Oh, wow.
Alright, got a key. Chief's Notes. As instructed by Lord Sadler, I have the ancient in confinement, alive. Why keep him alive? I do not fully understand what the Lord's intentions are.
He needs the ransom money.
I would, however, think he'd keep them separate, not confine them together, as he has been ordered. I don't expect Louise would trust a stranger, but if by chance they did cooperate, the situation could get a bit more complicated. If for some reason an unknown third party is involved, I don't think they'd let a chance like this slip by.
A buddy cop movie.
But maybe it's all Lord Sadler's ploy, leaving us vulnerable so that this third party will surface, if they even exist, that is. One sec.
Almost sounded like you were reading that like Solid Snake.
No, it'll be another 30-minute cutscene.
There we go.
It's an unlikely possibility, but if a prowler is already among us, then our plans could be ruined. I guess the Lord thinks it's worth the risk, if we're able to stop whatever conspiracy is at work. At any rate, it's the Lord's call. We will trust his judgments, as always. Even though his judgments make no friggin' sense.
And could possibly kill us.
Yep. Clearly, they do not know, the man that is Leon S. Kennedy.
No. Now, I always thought that it would be a great idea to have a Resident Evil Metal Gear crossover.
Didn't they already try having zombies in Metal Gear once?
We don't talk about Metal Gear Survive.
Oh god! Oh god!
Oh, god damn it.
His hand! Oh, the stench of defeat!
Harder. Wait a second.
Seriously, what the hell is up with his voice?
I can't remember, but I think it might be pitch shifted.
It might as well sound like Stitch. Robot. Sounds like Stitch, you practically look like Ron Perlman. What the hell?
Making another file in case the recording screws up.
Yeah, when I
now
say...
we get another discussion with Hunnigan.
When I say Resident Evil Metal Gear crossover, I mean like Solid Snake and the Stars guys. Not zombies in Metal Gear like Survive.
You know, Hunnigan, that information would have been a lot useful a little bit earlier, don't you think?
What's that, quote, information that could have been brought to my attention yesterday?
Yes, when he was, not captured by Ganados and injected with a parasite that could potentially turn him into a zombie.
There's somebody in here.
Why do I feel like somebody's watching me and I have no privacy?
Whoa. I always feel like
that guy was taking a leak.
Me, and I got
Must have been taking a mean piss.
You know, the first time I ever heard that song was in a abridgment of Sonic Adventure 1.
I think
where apparently Sonic was doing the Casinopolis area, and he was doing the spinball. Of course, the running gag is that apparently none of the characters like the game they are involved in.
Okay.
Which makes me wonder, I'm like, oh god. Leon, maybe next time pull out a bigger gun.
Say blood! Say blood!
Oh god! Smell that boot. It's the stench of defeat. Not again. Hotness.
No, that's how you know.
Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind. She's also wearing her special outfit. God dang it.
Oh, Moses Cecile.
Isn't that the one she wears in one of the extra missions from the PS2 version?
I think.
Probably.
Yeah. Ada's I have unlocked Ada's campaign in this game.
Oh, neat.
She helps Leon quite a bit throughout this adventure.
Yep.
Even more so than what we see in Leon's campaign.
I hear a chest. Yes.
God damn it.
Uh-oh. Chainsaw guy.
Yep.
Oh, I can't do
I'm getting
anything
my
with that.
incendiary grenade. Enjoy. Probably should have done that when he was up and about.
Yeah, I'm probably wasting way too much time before the eye closes, but no, fuck. I need to be up here anyways.
Will you just die?
Yeah, you might want to move. Oh, never mind.
Oh, now he's dead. And I got a ruby. Nice. Now all I need is sapphire, and I'll have part of Gen 3.
No, you got the Phantom Ruby.
The phantom of the ruby is there.
You know...
Your mind.
I know this may be speaking from a guy who's kind of a sucker for Liam O'Brien characters, but I feel like Infinite really had a lot of wasted potential.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite?
No. The edgiest the edgiest of cringy Edge from Sonic Forces.
Oh, there's a character called Infinite in Sonic Forces.
Yeah, he's one of the main antagonists.
Despite having gotten that on Humble Bundle a while ago, I haven't actually played it.
I'd say,
I mean, I'm going to play it eventually, it's just that, I haven't gotten around to it.
I'd say, like,
My
you
hard
could
drive.
have fun with creating original characters, but I wouldn't really say that it's a fun package all the way through.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a guy who will still defend Sonic Lost World.
Well, Lost World's not a bad game. I played that.
Yeah, that game's fun. I don't know what the hell most people are talking
Somebody
about.
has a sniper rifle around here. Somebody has a sniper rifle around here.
And going back a bit to Liam O'Brien, he voices one of the Deadly Six in that game.
Neat.
Specifically, the first one you fight, Zaz.
Yeah, do you remember, there was a Sonic Endless Runner game?
Yeah, probably a mobile game.
Yeah. And they were
why
like...
are you using a rifle when there's
bosses.
like 5 people in front of you?
Because I ran out of ammo.
You suck.
Yes, I do. We have established that.
Where are those shots coming from? I hear shots. Where are they coming from? Gotta... There's a person in here.
Ooh, 3 for 1! Holy crap!
Triple shots.
No, it's a triple kill.
Same thing.
Around.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Oh, double. Oh, nope.
Tonight. Every now and then I fall apart.
And once again, you're aiming freaking proof to suck.
Oh. Somebody's got a helicopter.
You know, in this game, that helicopter pilot would probably be dead.
No, right? You run away like a little
Well,
bitch.
it's a Resident Evil game. Of course it would be. The only helicopter pilot who actually manages to stay alive is Chris Redfield. And only because he never actually... Yeah, well... I thought Barry was an airman. Barry was Air Force, but he's not actually, like,
He piloted a helicopter at the end of RE3.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
He basically did what Brad didn't want to do. Actually do his friggin' job.
He actually got to the chopper. I think...
The joke on Brad Vickers is from an abridgment of... From a bridge one shot of Resident Evil 1 where Brad Vickers ends up leaving them because he's an asshole.
You know, that was my original plan in my massively multiplayer Resident Evil everything crossover.
Brad pays by Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, I know. I've played Resident Evil 3.
Assuming you don't come across the zombified Brad Vickers.
He tries to loot places, but that proves to be unsuccessful.
Do you want to hear what happened?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so my original plan was like Brad was like an inside man who was gonna be
gonna make this chicken and give me some eggs. Give me some eggs.
Dude, don't stop the chicken. Dude, don't do it. All of a sudden, a freaking flock of chicken will come after you.
Okay, so the storm is closing off the building. I'm just gonna hack through this wall. It's gonna be faster than going out the front door.
And there's the guardian angel who you just shot.
So anyways, my original plan was that Brad was gonna be like this inside agent in the whole anti-metahuman conspiracy that was going on. But,
metahuman?
Mutant, metahuman. It was a, general thing. The Patriots had it in for the, for various superhuman elements. And, really didn't want guys like, Superman, the Fantastic Four, etc., interfering with their plans. So what happened was, the guy I was working with it on at the time thought that was a really stupid idea. And it was. I will agree with him, that was kind of a dumb idea. So what we wound up... Oh, that was amazing! I zip-lined in and I shot a guy with a rocket launcher, and I took him out. And
That's badass.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! 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 And so what he did was, Brad Vickers was actually Captain America in disguise.
What? Well, I feel sorry for. Well, I feel sorry. Did I just
like
get a golden chicken egg?
The real Brad Vickers.
Yeah, I'm using that.
The real Brad Vickers like disappeared a while before then, and Captain America, after the events of the in-universe Civil War, had to go undercover. Well, I made it to number 3, and when Albert Wesker Jr. was putting together for the Special Tactics and Rescue Service in Raccoon City, he joined the group, and when he flew off at the start, he was like he was going to go get his shield and he was going to go get some backup, and ultimately that wound up being very useful because the Nemesis was like mecha powered.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and you want to know who Albert Wesker Jr. was?
Besides, what's his face from Resident Evil 6?
Okay, Albert Wesker Jr. is Kakarot.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to process that.
Okay, so the Umbrella Corporation found Kakarot's Saiyan pod and did experiments on him that locked him into a permanent state of Super Saiyan. It was like a low-level state of Super Saiyan, but it was like what the real version of fake Super Saiyan would have been from Lord Slug if they hadn't completely fucked it up. And so he Kakarot, aka Albert Wesker Jr., because they like made him because
that
of, like,
would be a name Wesker would come up with,
yeah,
because he is that much of a narcissist.
Oh yeah, and he was like Wesker's project, and so he went and served in the U.S. Marine Corps, where he traveled the world, went to Japan, he's got like
It sounds like something straight out of Kindness. This is massively multiplayer fanfic. A crossover.
Oh, his kids are half Saiyan, half vampire.
I'm trying to follow. I'm trying to understand.
Okay, well, I think what happened, I can't remember specifics, but I think what happened was he like, while he was in Japan, he like, it was either Kokoa Shuzen or Mocha Akashia that he wound up with, from Rosario plus Vampire, obviously. And I can't remember for what it was, but he went to Japan, learned from Roshi and Gohan and all that, and is basically his adoptive father's influence on his life was minimal at best, because he was...
It's Wesker?
Yeah. I was about to say, hey, it's Wesker. He's really not that great of a dad, let's say.
No, duh!
Gendo Ikari, like canon Gendo Ikari, he gets Father of the Year award before in like a two-man and runoff, he gets Father of the Year award, or because Wesker's a fucking Wesker. Wesker is Wesker. That shaped like itself.
Oh God. So basically, there was like so the universe that I was describing was basically like this fan fiction in series where first it was basically like a Digimon version of Dragon Ball Z that eventually got retold in its own version, in its own Kai version.
Oh, interesting.
And of course, Matt was Vegeta. Go figure.
He kind of looks like Vegeta.
And crap! I don't have the friggin' TMP. I gotta get that. That would really help with horde encounters.
Yeah.
Since I have the treasure map, I'm kind of like looking out for locations on my map where it would be, and
I also did a weird Doctor Who-esque thing where one of the major plot points that happened was that Chris Redfield, as a kid, met the teenage version of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm trying not to laugh myself. And that was basically...
You've given me a scenario where basically Chris Redfield talks to himself.
Yeah. But what happened was that basically the plot of Sonic X happens by way of Metal Gear Solid 2. And like
well,
Sonic...
at least it'll be better human characters than friggin' Chris Thorndike.
Yeah. Well, Chris Redfield takes the place of Chris Thorndike in the plot of Sonic X. And
so it would still be Chris Redfield talking to himself.
Yes.
I know you don't like Roger Craig Smith as Sonic, but you gotta admit the scenario you've created is hilarious.
Oh, wait till you find out what else happened. There was actually... This is not the only scenario in which Roger Craig Smith would be talking to himself. At one point, they actually ran into Batman.
Younger Batman?
Yeah, because he was one of the few heroes who stuck around after the Civil War because he's Batman, and he doesn't give a shit.
So how does DC end up fitting into a continuity where it's mostly Marvel, some Capcom stuff, Sonic, and frick.
Well, there was an unwritten chapter of the story where the whole timeline got screwed up because Superman was like warped through time and saved the Titanic.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
See, the thing was, this was not actually something that I wound up writing down because it was too stupid. But basically what happened was that, like, Clark Kent ducked into one of the police boxes to change into the Superman outfit.
And that then ended up being the TARDIS.
Yes.
See, considering I know you love Doctor Who, and you were saying something about, hi there. And you were saying, and you mentioned that the TARDIS was going to be a thing at some point. I mean, that immediately clicked in my head. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, so this is going to factor in... Okay, so the TARDIS is going to factor in at some point in this.
Yeah. Mind you, this is not a story that I wound up writing. I never actually determined what the major branching point for the timeline was going to be. But I did... This was the original concept. And I never wrote it down, and I kind of abandoned it after a while.
You probably would have wanted to write it down just because, you know... Oh, the fact is, if you had, if you wanted to just make, if you wanted to make something, it's something I've learned after writing a bunch of stuff, but then like not having the drive to write it just because I had too much going on and too many thoughts running in my head.
The whole point was that this was going to be a story told completely out of order, almost essentially mostly from Sonic's perspective after a certain point in time.
Will Sonic be wielding a gun?
No. The thing was that it all started off on Planet Mobius originally, before I rewrote the whole thing. And then I'm just going to continue with the rest of it. And so young Sonic, like Genesis era Sonic, meets adult Chris Redfield after the events of Sonic X have unfolded in the let's call it Earth, because there's no better way to put it. So on Earth, the events of Sonic X have already unfolded by the time that young Sonic meets adult Chris Redfield during the events of Resident Evil 1.
Alright.
And basically the events of Resident Evil 1 go down mostly the same, except for the fact that Sonic and Kakarot are there. And so they kind of take a few, shall we say, shortcuts.
I can imagine.
Yeah, and because Sonic is fast, he helps to... There's more of the STARS team surviving by the end of the whole scenario than there was in the actual game. Ah, shit. So, after that, they like, went and did a bunch of stuff that I can't remember, and the main plot was like, it kind of got let's say a bit weirder after it turned into Sonic X, because at that point in the timeline, Sonic and the rest of, like, Sonic, Tails, Amy, Knuckles, all those guys disappear on Planet Mobius.
That's strange.
Well, that's because the events of the Chaos Control from Robotropolis teleports them to Earth, and Sonic knows what's going on, because he's kind of already been through this a bit before.
Through this isekai scenario before?
Kind of, yeah. He's like... He knows sort of what's going to happen, and because... I
want to ask Mom that question because,
Anyways, he sort of knows what's going to happen because Chris told him a bunch of what was gonna happen, and so he's got a bit of an idea as to what's going on. And then, like, his natural propensity to defy fate kind of comes into it. And so there are a few like predestination paradoxes in there, but there was a whole little thing where during the zombie outbreak in Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, Dante from the Devil May Cry series got involved. Because he actually...
Why not?
Well, he actually lives in Raccoon City. No, I'm not making this up. He actually does
I
live
believe
in
you.
Raccoon City. It's just that Capcom are fucking weird because, like, he's got his, like, human identity. He is private investigator Tony Redgrave.
Oh, come on!
And he apparently, like, has some sort of relationship with Claire Redfield. And this is not me making this up, by the way. This is all actual Capcom stuff. So anyways, Dante gets involved during that, and, let's see, well, while, like, Sonic and Chris take a little walk after Sonic showed up during, like, the events of Sonic X. And there they come across, Solid Snake, who's, like, just right in the middle of that whole thing from the tanker encounter in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Right.
And so they kind of changed the events of that game. And then they're like, well, what the hell? Snake is like, I wasn't aware that the government was genetically engineering animals. I didn't think that was going to be happening for a little while now. Oh, you know. And, like, at some point in time, Snake has that thing where he ages fast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point in time, they, like, ran into a, like, MGS4 era Snake. And he basically crumbles to dust before their eyes.
Oh,
and
wow.
Somebody, I can't remember if this was circa the time that the guys from Harry Potter got involved, or if it was something else. This is quite a lot to keep track of, as you can imagine. Oh shit, somebody's got a minigun. There we go. Somehow they like fixed Snake's genetic code so that he wouldn't age that fast.
No, so they adjusted the Fox Star.
But during all of this, while the events of Sonic X are going on Earth, Sonic and company have disappeared from Mobius, and because of the interdimensional time travel and whatnot, there's a bunch of other stuff that's starting to leak into Mobius. And one of the things that leaks in is something from is a virus from the Mega Man series, and specifically
Wait, which Mega Man?
Well, specifically NT Warrior.
Oh, okay, Battle Network. Nice.
And yeah, Battle Network. So that happens, and this virus has like, I can't remember if it was the Borg or what, but it like assimilated bits and pieces of various cybernetic technologies over the years, and it stumbled across stuff like advanced versions of Metal Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, everybody who disappeared during the event, during the Chaos Control event, that hypothetically vaporized Robotropolis. Now, obviously, Robotropolis was not vaporized, and obviously, neither were Sonic and the rest of the gang, but everybody on Mobius thinks that. Princess Sally thinks that, and all the Freedom Fighters think that. They're like, Sonic is like dead, and these weird creatures have taken in its place. And it's like, there's like blood dripping from their eyes, and they've got these really weird-looking grins and stuff. Can you guess what this might be? Just by my description of it?
Does it damn near sound like they're trying to turn to Joker?
Okay, there's an infamous story from, well, around the time that I was writing this, that, and this was like 10 years ago when I was writing this, that you may be able to figure out how it's related to. What would like a manifested version of
Sorry about that. I've been preoccupied because of a mess made by my dog.
Oh, great. Have you been hearing all the crazy stuff I've been saying?
Bits and pieces of it.
Okay. Basically, during the events of Sonic X on Earth, these like corrupted net navis from NT Warrior show up and take over the like advanced versions of Robotnik's metal versions of like Sonic, Amy, Tails, Knuckles, etc. And these guys have all vanished as part of the Chaos Control event that allegedly vaporized Robotropolis, or at least did from the perspective of everybody, on Mobius.
Every time I hear Robotropolis, all I could think is like the Sonic OVA, which is still one of the strangest things that I've ever seen.
Yeah, the Sonic OVA is kind of weird. The Sonic the Abridged Hog is a really great...
Created by Roland Nolan.
Yeah, that's a really great send-up of the weird shit that happens in that.
And he also made some bits with Mania.
Yeah. Where the hell are you? One of my teammates is like below me, and I can't figure out where he is.
I kind of knew Roland Nolan from this machinima he made a while ago called Smashers that he is yet to continue on.
Okay.
Basically, where quote-unquote Swift the Porcupine ends up being sent to another world because he's actually Sonic the Hedgehog, and he has to rely on an idiot version of Mario to keep him from revealing his secret identity.
It's a me, Doppio!
And Marty has the most inconsistent in time with having a voice actor, because he's changed voice actors at least twice throughout the machinima. And I'm like, can they just not have one guy? And unfortunately, one guy who is basically Snakebutt, as some kind of coward, apparently bombed a gorilla's forest, and the gorilla who owned the forest, Killer Gorilla, is out for revenge.
Not Gamela Gorilla?
No. Oh, and Killer Gorilla also has a brother named Killer Yeti.
So, what do you think what do you think that eyes bleeding, constantly leaking, weird grins, things that are based on stuff from the NT Warrior / Battle Network. Is NT Warrior the same as Battle Network? That was the
It's
cartoon.
the anime adaptation of Battle Network.
Okay, yeah. So, what do you think? What do you think that'd be called? What do you think?
So I get the opportunity to get the Punisher, but first pistol is best pistol. Don't at me. You're gonna at me, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, seriously, what do you think it might be? What do you think their names would be?
thinking?
It's based on Sonic. It's basically a corrupted net Navi.
Maverick?
What's the suffix of the net Navis?
PET? Or pet?
What are they? No. What are they called? What do they call them?
I haven't played the Battle Network series. My only Mega Man and gaming experience has been between
It's a dot something.
.exe.
Oh, .exe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now put
That's
that together.
what the suffix they go by.
Okay, so what would a Sonic net Navi be called?
Sonic.exe.
Sonic.exe.
Yeah.
Now I get the joke. Oh, by the way, quick time event.
Press X to not die.
Mash X to not die.
Yeah,
No,
basically that whole thing was a big send up of the concept of Sonic.exe because it was I had the great idea to come up with some kind of actual explanation for it because I thought it was so stupid. And I just mashed up a bunch of stuff from all over the place. Like I was thinking, well, that sounds like if it's like a corrupted thing like that, because it sounds like some kind of corruption, obviously. I figured it would be like something like, well, maybe it was something from the Umbrella Corporation, and then that was where the Sonic Resident Evil thing came in, and then I had the idea, well, that's not enough, because like they're not just because like
at the very least you at least have some. You at least can maintain more continuity than Paul W.S. Anderson.
Oh god, don't get me started on that.
Yep.
Hey, we gotta get a tangent out somewhere.
Yeah.
And we were gonna...
At
at some point, I was gonna suggest we talk about the Mark Webb Spider-Man duology.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the effects in his version of Resident Evil 5 as compared to the actual Resident Evil 5?
It's terrible.
Yeah, the movie is somehow worse than real-time effects rendered on an Xbox 360.
And PS3.
Well, the Xbox 360 is slightly less powerful than the PS3, so I figured I'd go for the less powerful of the two, just to...
Yeah, the Xbox
Just to be
360
fair.
must have a brick.
Yeah. I mean, high-end PS2, I'd say at most. I don't know how a movie with that much Sony money behind it could be that shit.
Simple. It's based on a video game franchise. That's how.
And yet Detective Pikachu and the Sonic the Hedgehog movie ended up having not only better effects, but better written plot and better overall everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am not looking forward to the Uncharted movie. For one thing, because, well, no Nathan Fillion, which is, that kind of sucks.
Yes, because he would have been perfect.
And the fan movie that he made with, what's his name? Him, the guy who directed it, was friggin' amazing. Everything was on point, and you can't make Tom Holland sound or look as cool as Nathan Drake. I'd say.
That I will agree with because as much as I love MCU Spidey to your chagrin,
Yeah.
and at the very least, it's like in some way he is Peter Parker. Peter Parker's not like supposed to come off as cool unless he's wearing the suit, because he's a nerd, he's a geek.
Yeah. I'd argue that he's supposed to come off as cool while he's got the suit on. That's kind of why I don't like MCU Spidey. Because he doesn't... He's the same. There is no line between the two of them. As much as he tries to make one, there is none.
Well, considering the fact that he's in a world surrounded by much cooler superheroes, that's unfortunately quite a bit to live up to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the way
dumb
to be...
as a justification as that is.
Well, the way to be cool is to just not even try.
You mean like what Dante did?
Yeah.
But the thing is like, that's probably going to be a lesson in a later movie, but...
It's a lesson he should have already learned by now.
We'll never know. Will we?
Well, there's one more MCU Spider-Man before they have to renew the contract, so...
I'm trying to be of an open mind when it comes to this, because I know for as much as I love the MCU, you do bring up fair points.
Well, that's the thing. If you're as closed-minded as you can be, and as pessimistic as you can be on something like that, you'll never be disappointed. And you'll always either be, I say that, I can't actually say that, because that's not true. Captain Marvel is a thing that exists.
Yeah.
I can't honestly say that constant pessimism
is a thing that happened.
Yeah, I can't honestly say that constant pessimism towards
Brie Larson isn't playing a character. She is playing herself. Not like in Kong Skull Island, where at least she was playing a character. Because I know for a fact...
She was in that? I haven't seen that movie. Okay.
Her character is supposed to be like an anti-war photographer, who ended up... whom was able to get into a gig with the military stationed at that was stationed during the Vietnam War, that ended up getting taken out of there. And basically it's like they're wondering, how did an anti-war photographer get in there? I'm like, because she's not taking pictures of war. I mean, that's an easy answer.
Indeed.
Oh god, that snake almost killed me.
Snake! Snake! Snake!
Dun 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 dun.
How solo you can go down from pressure welling fart.
I would not be surprised if that happens.
Oh. I was like, not the smell of it, the fact that fart went into your general direction is what killed you.
Okay, so in terms... Okay, so let's just discuss, like, the Mark Webb duology. Personally,
you can't honestly call it a Mark Webb duology, because almost, like, more than half, I'd say, at least, of TASM 2 is mandates from Amy Pascal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because the thing is, Mark Webb oversaw the reshoots, but he had basically no control over them, because Amy Pascal brought in the hacks who ruined the Transformers movies to...
Oh, goody! Oh, goody! You know what's the worst part? That criticism does get brought up quite a bit in CinemaSins and in Screen Junkie's Honest Trailer for that movie.
Yeah. Amy Pascal brought those doofuses in to...
I am directly below enemy scrotum.
Yeah. Amy Pascal brought those doofuses in to rewrite the actually good script, and wound up completely fucking up the movie.
So basically, it's because of her that we ended up getting a crappy rendition of I Let Gwen Stacy Die.
Yeah. Here's the thing. She didn't want to make Spider-Man. She wanted to make Spider-Woman.
Then why was she brought in?
Well, she was the head of Sony Pictures. And she didn't want to make a Spider-Man movie. She wanted a bunch of, she's like one of those ultra crazy rad femmes who wants to... She wanted, like I said, she wanted a, she wanted Spider-Woman movies. She wanted, like, Spider-Gwen, Jessica Drew, all those. But you can't have those...
So then why didn't she make a Spider-Woman movie instead of doing a Spider-Man movie?
Well, the problem is you can't actually make those without Spider-Man because they're all so intrinsically
also connected to Spider-Man.
Yeah, they're so intrinsically tied really to the character that you can't really...
like a standalone of
right.
Spider-Man game at some point.
So...
And,
okay...
she wanted to, like... I think she was planning on, like, killing off Peter Parker during Sinister Six and having Gwen Stacy become, like, Spider-Gwen and via, like, some... I don't really know what she was planning to do, considering she killed Gwen Stacy, but, you know... Apparently...
There was a weird plan for The Amazing Spider-Man 3 that, what's his face? God, what's the name of the actor who played Captain Stacy in that movie?
Oh,
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary, yeah.
Yeah, he ended up saying something about that. He was like, hey, there's going to be a point where they were going to try to revive Captain Stacy for some reason. He's like, all right, I'm in.
I mean, you know, I'd be in that too. You know, get some more money. I ain't gonna turn that down.
You know, if I try shooting at the lake.
Oh, hey, you're gonna do this?
Yeah, I have to.
No, I thought you were gonna shoot the lake.
No, if I shot the lake, then I'd get instantly killed.
Yeah.
So this boss fight.
Yeah, they also had Emma Stone signed on for like 4 or 5 more movies after that.
Oh, wow.
After she died.
After she died. And somehow they couldn't get Martin Sheen to come back. Maybe it's because... It was because the man is like an actual actor who wants... You know, he's got fuck you money. He can basically do whatever the hell he wants. He doesn't have to take bad roles in stupid movies. Of course, you know, I wouldn't be remotely surprised if, they actually did shoot... You know, this might be a, this might be like a Superman 2 situation, where he shot his scenes and then refused to come back because the new scenes were shit and overseen by an absolute hack. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just call Richard Lester an absolute hack? I meant mostly a hack. Because the man actually did make some decent movies in his time. It's just that, you know... You know,
I can't pull...
Superman
Worst part is I'm going into this
were...
boss with, like, little to no health.
Superman 2 and 3 were just corporate bullshit.
And then Superman 4 happened.
And Superman 4 was made because they had a contract. They had to make another Superman movie or else they had to pay Christopher Reeve a whole bunch of money.
One sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first Amazing Spider-Man movie was... I'd say it was really good. Because it had Peter Parker as he was in the comics.
Yeah, at the very least, they had a decent Stan Lee cameo.
Oh my... yeah. I yelled Excelsior in the theater when that happened.
I still am not a big fan of the way that Peter Parker is a bit of a asshole in those
Oh, he's like that in the
movies.
Comics. That's
Which one?
The originals. That's comic Peter Parker.
Are you sure we're not talking Ultimate Spider-Man?
No,
Because
I'm
that
not
seemed
talking
more like
Ultimate
Ultimate Spider-Man.
No, it's not Ultimate Spider-Man. Because that is Raimi's is more influenced by Ultimate Spider-Man than Webb's.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Ultimate Spider-Man, I think, was where the organic web shooters were introduced. And then, of course, there's also, obviously, Venom is not influenced by Ultimate Venom. Because, fuck Ultimate Venom.
And I killed it.
Oh, sweet.
On my,
hell. Oh
without
my God.
dying. How is that possible?
That's
I don't-
actually awesome.
I don't know, I've never done that.
Oh god.
Why is there a... Hang on, is that a boat sitting on the edge of the lake?
Yes.
No, that's a car under the lake. Why is there a car in this lake?
Because they wanted to throw it in.
I guess.
Oh god. I just skewered Nessie without firing a single bullet. Good thing there was an unlimited supply of harpoons on this boat.
Yeah. It's a good thing I packed my infinite harpoon.
Another day for Leon Scott Kennedy.
The rope is shaped like an infinity symbol.
No, it wasn't.
Oh no, he's coughing up blood. He's doing them drugs again.
God damn it. Dopamine.
And that's the end of chapter 1.
Yeah, the thing about The Amazing Spider-Man was that it upgraded what was... It took what the character was about and upgraded it. And brought it into
I
the
did
modern
not like
day.
that suit. That suit is disgusting.
Well, the suit is homemade. That's the thing, is that it's a...
No, I mean like this final version of the suit in the movie.
Yeah, that's a homemade suit.
The final version.
In The Amazing Spider-Man 1, yeah, that's a homemade suit. That's like
I find
clearly
that hard to believe.
Well, you can clearly see that there's like, didn't mean to do that. That there's all kinds of stuff about that suit that's heavily unrefined.
Homemade.
Yeah.
I am trying my hardest to suspend my disbelief on the remainder of that suit being homemade, because it looks like it was made outside a home.
Well, it's got like those shoes. They're not specifically made for that purpose. They're running shoes.
Did you know they couldn't get Andrew Garfield for the Amazing Spider-Man video games?
Yeah, I did know
That
that.
kind of happens almost all
They
the
got
time.
Sam Riegel to voice Spider-Man in those games.
That's not awful. I've heard worse.
And I'm like, so they got Donnie from Ninja Turtles to voice Peter.
But honestly, I have heard worse Spider-Man. Drake Bell was not a very good Spider-Man.
No, he was not. He was a horrible Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the guy who played Hercules, the guy who played the young version of Hercules in the Disney movie, was actually Spider-Man.
Josh Keaton.
Yeah, Josh Keaton. Josh Keaton
Yeah,
was
he
a
was
great
Spider-Man in Spectacular Spider-Man. I actually own the series on DVD.
Yeah, the series that they canceled so that they could make Ultimate Spider-Man, a show that nobody watched and nobody liked.
The one of the few saving graces of that show is at least having Steve Blum as Wolverine again.
Yeah, by the way, why was Wolverine in that show?
Because Wolverine.
That's what I thought. Not that
Look,
I dislike
can't
Wolverine.
come up with a good reason. It literally is just because Wolverine.
Yeah.
If you want me to come up with a good reason, and it's because somebody thought it would be funny. If one day a Peter Parker and Wolverine switched bodies at one point.
Oh, that happened in the Ultimate. Ultimate Comics had that happen.
No.
And that was weird. Ultimate Wolverine is kind of a weird guy.
But then there's that one time where Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
I try not to think about that. Not for any particular reason, I just don't really like that as a concept.
And then he goes on to kill other fictional characters. And then Deadpool has to come in and kill Deadpool.
Wait, before or after he went back to time?
The only way to stop a Deadpool is another Deadpool.
Or Gwenpool.
Oh, God, remember when Gwenpool used to be a character?
Pepperidge Farm does.
Mm-hmm. She was a great character, too, and now she's just Harley Quinn.
And then Harley Quinn and became Gwenpool.
Yeah, it's like a snake eating its own tail. It's the Ouroboros, or Ouroboros, or whatever however it's pronounced.
Well, Bravely Default pronounces it Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
Oh, and Bryce Papenbrook voices one of the main characters in Bravely Default.
Interesting.
He plays Tiz.
I've never played that game. I'm gonna die in the storm.
You should. It's really good, and it's getting a sequel on the Switch.
I think I have it on my 3DS. Actually, I'll have to check that out.
Oh, and Spike Spencer's also in it.
Oh, nice.
He's, Ring a Bell.
Yeah.
That's literally his character's name.
Harley Quinn and Gwenpool used to be their own characters. And then they made Gwenpool into Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn became Lady Deadpool.
And people wonder why My Hero Academia is beating the pants off of Marvel and DC in terms of sales.
Yeah.
Gee, it's almost like not having a political agenda inserted into your own media actually helps with sales.
Yeah. You know, it'd be nice. You know how there's this thing that happens in modern day Marvel where they get these they get Japanese artists to draw the covers, and this is in Japan, by the way. And
there was one time when Marvel had a crossover with Attack on Titan that we never got to see.
Oh yeah. But Marvel gets these Japanese artists. They actually once got a hentai artist to do.
Oh my!
To do a cover, yeah. But here's basically what goes on. Marvel gets these great Japanese artists to do the covers, so the Japanese will buy the comic, and then the Japanese open up the comic, and the comic is this weird abstract garbage. And they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And I thought that there's actually a fairly easy way to overcome that. What you can do is, well, if you're hiring a Japanese artist to redo the cover, you know, you might as well hire a Japanese artist to also redo the inside art as well. And then while you're at it, just hire a Japanese writer to redo the story. And basically, what I'm saying.
But they don't think like that, do they?
Basically, what I'm saying is more fake red, please. By the way, buy Spider-Man Fake Red on Amazon. It's like $20, even with shipping to the United States. You'll get more. Spider-Man Fake Red is an amazing, amazing series. And
I wonder if Tom Holland's actually read that. He probably would.
I'll bet you Michael B. Jordan's read it.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt Michael B. Jordan's read it, considering how much of a Dragon Ball fan he turned out to be.
Oh yeah, that guy's a massive nerd. Nice to see some nerd representation in the casting there, but
oh
yeah. Buy Spider-Man Fake Red on Amazon. Go to amazon.co.jp and just...
Oh god. Well, that was a setup for disaster.
You can Amazon will charge you.
Hey, Frank, can you do any Daxter death quotes? Like anytime I die.
Better you than me.
I swear this feels like it's more preparation for myself when and if I get to playing Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, you can buy the collected edition of Spider-Man Fake Red on Amazon Japan. Amazon.co.jp. Look for Spider-Man Fake Red, Volume 1. It's up for pre-order. You can, it's like $20 when shipped to the United States, which seems like it might seem like a bit for a comic book, but it is quite a lot of story.
I'm guessing not that kind of story.
Well, it's really good, and the thing is that even if it's not continued, it is mostly a self-contained story. So you won't be left with like an incomplete thing if you don't if they don't continue it. But if you do buy it and they do continue it, you'll get more of it. And it's really good.
It's not that I think. I think there might have also one thing to consider with Tom Holland's character. Also, the director and who's writing the character. Also take that into consideration.
Yeah, that first movie.
I'm sure he's just trying his best to portray the character. But the thing is that
Tom Holland.
You also got to put some faith in the people directing you.
Oh, I have no faith in those people because they let those movies happen. I'm partially kidding, but the thing is that Spider-Man: Homecoming reads in part like it was written by Dr. Lancelot Sweets from Bones, because it was written by that guy. They did actually do one scene that some people did want to see from the comics. The part where Spider-Man's like trapped under rubble and then he has to lift himself. Yeah, that was like the most weak sauce lame version of that scene I've ever seen.
But I'm sure. But did we actually get a did we get a different version of it outside the comics?
Just
curious.
There were a few versions. There are a few variations on it within Raimi's Spider-Man, obviously. They didn't have one in The Amazing Spider-Man, but they probably would have gotten to it if the series hadn't.
The only thing they ended up creating. The only thing they ended up recreating.
Death of Gwen Stacy, yeah.
Yes, because that seemed like the only thing they actually gave a damn about.
I honestly don't think they did, because it was just that was so hollow. That was like, that read to me exactly the same way as the deadlift from Homecoming did. It was just them trying to elicit an emotional response without actually knowing why the thing was good in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when all those comic book artists and writers and whatnot decide that it's a great idea to just recreate the George Washington Bridge fall or the deadlift scene. And they reuse it, and they reuse it, and they reuse it, and it's just so hollow most of the time. I mean, the original time you see it...
Didn't they have a bit from the video game, from the PS4 game, where he does something similar to that when infiltrating Kingpin's hideout?
I still haven't played that.
Oh my god, you need to, man.
Yes.
I gotta get a hold of the Game of the Year edition eventually. I'll figure it out someday.
It's like... Oh, and by the way, we're fighting El Gigante.
Oh yeah, that was a shit fight in the as far as I remember in the original. Because I didn't actually play the original. I did play a little bit of it. I mostly played the PS2 version. I do have...
Isn't that the original?
No, the GameCube version is the original.
No, the GameCube. It was originally GameCube exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And I've never played the GameCube version all the way through. I played it enough to make sure that the copy I got actually worked. I actually have 2 copies of Resident Evil 4. One of them's not in that great a shape, and one of them's in mint condition. But the thing is, I only paid like $1 for the first one, so...
I'm fighting this boss on professional. This is going to go swimmingly.
I'm not paying attention to the game, I'm talking to y'all.
I know.
So I'm dying a whole hell of a lot more than I usually do.
I barely died in this.
That's amazing.
Unprofessional!
I've died so many times in professional mode.
And now he's stunned.
But to me, I see the deadlift scene in Homecoming the same way I see, you know, the fall in TASM 2 and the whoa. Oh, that's a really weird effect that happens when the reflection when you jump. That's cool. And the fact that the eyes move around in the MCU spider suit. It's just
well,
stuff
I think
that
that's
put
also
together.
to emulate that. I think the eyes moving around is supposed to emulate how the fact that in the comics it's animated it as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, the mask isn't supposed to move around.
I'm thinking it's more like like what works in a drawing doesn't work in like live action.
No, it really doesn't, because they had they came up with this big this excuse basically to have the eyes move around, which doesn't hold up to scrutiny because Peter Parker's supposed to have these super spider vision powers.
So far, I haven't even taken a hit from this big asshole.
And then they basically put that in there so that they could say, "Look, it's comics accurate, see?" And it's really not. That suit is like outside of the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit. That suit is the least comic accurate. Spider-Man maybe.
Yellow Herb.
In the 70s live action American series. Okay, I can't absolutely say that, but the thing is, it's one of the least accurate live action.
He's grabbed a tree.
Live action depictions. And, like, Spider-Man puts away the web cartridges on the back of his belt. Thing is, he doesn't actually have a utility belt on the back of his suit where he could mount that. And that's more of a criticism of the filmmaking than of the suit itself. But if they wanted the suit to do that, they could have just made the suit do that.
Yeah.
And I'm a vocal opponent of web shooters as the primary form
and he's down
of webbing in Spider-Man. Like,
why am I actually getting lucky on these boss fights?
You know, I can't tell you. But I'm a vocal opponent of Spider-Man using web shooters, period. Hey,
that's totally fine.
Well, not period. I like them as a backup to organic webbing, but I don't like them as the only thing. And there are very good reasons for that. One of them being that, as was pointed out in a PBS documentary about the character, or that was something that kind of got left out. And for another, why not? You know? There's no reason for him to not have the organic web shooters. It's just that, you know, he'll run out eventually, so maybe he'll make the synthetic web shooters and he'll have both. And that's a great thing that I think Spider-Man would really come up with. like the first time he runs out of organic webbing. Plus, artificial web is literally, it's one of those things that exists so that writers can hack their way out of bad situations. So
I have to wonder if there's like anybody who's just as disappointed in MCU Spidey as you are and would want to like rewrite some of the plot out of like Homecoming and Far From Home.
Well,
because I could see some of those things working, but it's just like,
yeah,
like it's just like you really need. It's like I would think first thing to put on the to-do list is like maybe have like some sort of flashback to like Uncle Ben or something.
Well, first off,
origin fatigue.
Yeah,
I know origin fatigue irritates a lot of people, but sometimes it is a necessity.
Uncle Ben's dead for like the 800.
Yeah, it very much is a necessity within Spider-Man because now we don't know what the fuck he's doing or why he's doing it.
Hold on a sec.
Like he gave like he gave the power and responsibility speech, or a version of it, in
Civil War.
In Civil War, and then he acts like it's not really that big of a deal in Homecoming or Far From Home.
Well, don't forget that it seems like the directors are that they're not directed, but that there's two different sets of people directing MCU Spider-Man in that scenario. For Civil War, it was the Russo brothers, and for Homecoming and Far From Home, it was somebody else.
Yeah. And the thing is, the Russos and Marcus and McFeely have a vague understanding of Spider-Man. They don't have a good one, but
I mean, the Russo at least did try to sorry.
John Watts and the 6 writers for Homecoming and the 2 writers that they had on Far From Home they don't have an understanding of the character. They know what they were given, and that's about it.
Ay, Feige, what are you doing?
Kevin Feige, to my mind, has never really had the slightest clue what he's doing. He just kind of throws things together, hopes they'll stick. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And he doesn't... For as much as Disney's interference with Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, and Thor: The Dark World were negative impacts, we also had the exact opposite of that coin when you've got Thor Ragnarok, which is a movie that you get when you have very little oversight. And that's a bad thing sometimes. Not always a bad thing, just sometimes. And in the case of Ragnarok, I'd argue that it very much is a bad thing, because there's a bunch of places where the movie could have been cut. And imagine, I'm not one of those guys who says that you need to, like...
Puzzle God.
I'm not one of those guys who says you need to cut judiciously. Cutting, to me, is a last resort. It's the last thing you want to have to do. You want to refine everything in the writing process. You don't actually want to have to do that in the editing process, because that'll wind up with a really choppy film. What you want to do is you want to refine everything during the writing process so that it's the most coherent it can possibly be. And then you've got stuff like Spider-Man. Well, like Ragnarok, like Thor Ragnarok. Okay, and when I'm the guy who's saying that you need to cut this down, that's saying something, because there's not a single joke in that movie that doesn't go on longer than it should.
Guys, I don't mean to just derail this conversation, but I just got Ashley.
Okay.
And it's all gonna go downhill from here.
All downhill
from the depths.
Here.
All because of this little bitch. who literally could die if I swipe my knife near her. You know, if she's standing to the side of me.
Kevin, do you remember which movie came out first, Ragnarok or Aquaman?
Ragnarok, because Aquaman came out in because Aquaman came
late 2018.
Yeah, Aquaman came out after Infinity War, dude.
Okay. So, is it possibly safe to say that they saw the success that Ragnarok had and tried to recreate it with Aquaman? And
probably.
Especially considering the infinite fucking reshoots that Warner Brothers and Disney appear to be so fond of these days. You know, the reshoots that ruined the climax of Wonder Woman and all of Justice League, and that were the culprit of Solo costing $600 million.
Oh. He took a hard L on. They took a hard L on that one.
Yeah.
Disney's been taking hard L's lately. I mean, Solo, and then there's Onward.
The sequel trilogy in a nutshell.
Onward was just honestly, I think Onward, aside from the god-awful animation on that troll...
Oh, you know, stuff.
I'd say that Onward was more of the... Onward was not the victim of Disney hubris, like stuff like Captain Marvel or Solo were. I'd say that that's more of a that's more just a case of bad circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate, but you know, sometimes that happens.
Yeah. So, now here's a question. Based on any of what you've seen of My Hero Academia, what does any of its aesthetics draw you in?
The designs, certainly. Those are really cool designs.
Yeah, Horikoshi is quite the fanboy himself. He even drew his own version of like Heath Ledger Joker before doing My Hero Academia, and it looks sick.
I'd like to see how he'd handle drawing like an Avengers comic or a Justice League comic, because that would...
Oh, I'd kill to see that.
Yeah, just get him to do like get him to do the next Justice League Avengers crossover. Have him write it and draw it.
Yep. And you know, the thing is, you know who's the character that ends up getting the worst from first impressions?
Who?
Bakugo.
That's the fire guy with the blonde hair, right?
Yeah. Fiery guy. His quirk is explosion. Literally, he sweats nitroglycerin.
Oh, so he and Megaman would be a match made in heaven.
So here's the thing: in the first chapter first episode of the series, Bakugo straight up tells Midoriya if he wants to be born, wants a quirk in his next life, then he should go kill himself.
Bakugo, I'm kind of sure that that's not how that works. Buddhism kind of frowns upon that you're not supposed to just end yourself. That'll put you down on a level of enlightenment. That way you won't actually come back.
Well, don't forget that that at this point Bakugo also suffers from the early installment weirdness that Kentaro Miura's Berserk did. Like, this is the kind of thing that's like later on you would never see again, and it would be weird going back and rereading or rewatching this bit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff like that.
So essentially, because the very first scene in the original Berserk manga has Guts literally having sex with a demon. The same female demon that killed Corcus in the Eclipse.
Okay.
And though it was a trap to lure it in and then kill her with the arm cannon that he has installed all on his prosthetic. Hold on, my dog's back down here. Anyway, I'm back. Anyway, where was I?
You were saying something about how Guts had sex with a demon?
Banging the shit out of a demon.
Yeah, he was having sex with a demon in literally the first chapter, in literally the first few pages of the first chapter of the manga, and then off screen he shoots her with his cannon, and that they don't show until after he fights the Snake Baron later on.
I was gonna say which one, but that'd be too obvious.
The Snake Baron, and being a character who's introduced in the who's introduced as the first enemy that Guts encounters, but is only shown in the 97 anime and in the Berserk or Dynasty Warriors game.
Yeah, I was talking about.
They'll make a Dynasty Warriors game out of anything, won't they?
And it's like, it's not that Berserk and the Band of the Hawk looks like a bad game. It looks very nice, but it's like it's like most of the cutscenes in the Golden Age arc portion of the game are literally ripped straight from the 2012 trilogy, except heavily censored, or due to the fact that apparently, even though it's an M-rated game, we can't show boob, nipples, or genitals.
Dude, remember, it's an M-rated game. If any of that were shown, it'd be adults only.
God of War?
Yeah, I was about to say God of War, Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto: The Lost and the Damned famously had a big old dick swinging around.
Oh, wow.
And don't forget, Saints Row had the Penetrator.
Yeah, the big floppy dildo weapon.
No, that's a big penetrator. That's not someone's balls showing. That's not, that'd be pixelated.
No, there's literally,
I know about the penetrator.
Hold on a sec.
I'm the Saints Row guy.
Anyway. Hey, so... Oh, it's like, why even have some of these scenes if you're just going to censor it, or most of it anyway?
Because it's cheaper than reanimating it.
And it looks worse in the games because of that. Like a lot of the scenes look a lot worse. And even though there was a perfectly good English dub they could have used for the game, they just, like, you know, they didn't even get NYAV Post to dub it. Even though there were rumors that that was going to probably be a thing.
Because, of course.
Even though it would probably benefit greatly from an English dub. Oh, God. I hate these
Now I don't know
things.
where I am. Oh, there I am.
Meanwhile, I am in full-on panic mode because of friggin' Ashley.
There we go.
Seriously, as the game goes on, you will understand my immense hatred for this woman.
She never caused me all that much trouble, but then again, I don't think I got that far in professional.
Well, you're in for a treat. have to literally shoot every single bear trap I come across now because the dumb broad will step into a bear trap and be like, "Ow! I just got caught in a bear trap." Oh, by the way, here's something that can mitigate the issue. Go hide in a dumpster, Ashley. Now wait there.
Oh, that is not a dumpster. That's a freaking crate.
It's a dumpster.
No, I don't see any trash bags in there.
Do you expect them to have trash bags?
I'm pretty sure they don't empty them that often.
Fran, you think they have trash bags?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. They probably have trash all over the place.
You know, funny thing, one funny thing that happened in Maximilian Dude's playthrough of both this and Resident Evil 5, with one of his buddies from Yo Video Games, I think it was Steve. Basically, there was a point in the game where
Oh yeah, point blank.
where they were fighting Wesker, and Chris went to go pick up an item, and he ducked to save his hide.
Ducked down to pick up the item, inadvertently dodged the attack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Call the woman. Sometimes people wonder why, except out of nostalgia, they don't go back to play this game. And I'm like, Ashley is literally the reason.
Yep.
Because
Somebody should do a multiplayer mod for this game and just give her a big gun.
Damn it. Oh, you mean like they did... Oh, you mean what they... Oh, you mean Resident Evil 5, where they...
in my trap card.
Yeah.
So basically just...
My slap card.
Okay, at least
friggin',
Okay, at least these would just be friggin' some trap that would stop people from attacking, not like stopping armor if I'm with
sadly, sad thing to admit, but Curtis Arnott is sadly the best actor that ever played darts because, for one thing, Wayne Grayson as darts kinda sucks. Thanks a lot, 4Kids, for recycling your talent yet again, even though you have an entire NYEV post to comb through. And also the Japanese version has a woman voicing darts.
That's never a good idea. Just quick tip to any casting directors out there: don't cast women as men ever.
Also, the young boys. Yeah.
Don't cast them as young boys either. Cast adults.
Cast Spike Spencer.
Yeah. Cast people who can sound like young boys, or
Brian and Beacock.
Yeah. Cast people
or
who can
Joshua
sound,
Seth.
Yeah. Cast people who can sound like young boys. Don't cast women as men. Don't cast women as men. Just don't do it, because when women have to do that voice for a long time, it screws up their voice. Literally. Like, Colleen Clinkenbeard's voice has been wrecked from voicing Luffy all these years.
And Gohan.
We try not to talk about Clinkenbeard's Gohan.
If I ever do Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, we are going to have to.
Oh, God.
That game's dubbing, I'm like...
That's one of those things where, why the hell didn't you just reuse all of the lines from previous games?
Because according to Sabbath, they had to record new lines.
Well, it's not just Sabbath. Sabbath's operating off of what the Japanese people did, because the Japanese side also recorded a bunch of new lines, and they also sound like shit, too.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I wish I was kidding.
Oh god, I really do too, because...
Ryo Horikawa's Vegeta does not even sound like the same guy in Kakarot.
That is sad to hear. Among all the other stuff, what's new? Gee, yet another Resident Evil chopper shot down.
Get to the chopper. Oh no, the chopper got shot down.
It's almost... Oh great, the Spanish Inquisition's back. I don't know
like...
what has been said. The president's daughter's good and bad.
What the hell? Wait, what?
Well,
It's
Leon
a reference to an abridgment
had
of... and they're about to be sandwiched.
See, Leon doesn't actually find that out in this game.
What?
Well, she comes on to him, but he never actually takes her up on it.
Because remember, why think she asked for him to stay over for a little bit of overtime at the end.
I didn't know we were escorting a bitchy Sandy Cheeks.
Minus the accent.
Oh god.
Come on.
Or Cindy Vortex. We could go with that too.
Fuck.
Bro.
Fuck.
No, bitchy Cindy.
No, her voice actress is also Cindy.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Ashley's bitchier than Cindy.
Yeah.
There's a blue chest on top of these pipes, and I need to get to it because it's. All I have is a white weapon now.
Hey, Luis, you mind moving out of the way? I'm gonna buy us some more time.
Fuck. Oh, there's a green weapon there.
There's also a yellow herb in the house that I'm in.
Why the platforming Fortnite? I don't need platforming in my third-person shooter Fortnite.
I don't need platforming in my hack and slash game, but Devil May Cry, I made it a thing.
Devil May Cry 1 is... Devil May Cry 1 is from the early 2000s. Everything had platforming in it.
Hell, Leon Belmont's jump was less stiff. I am not making that up. I've played Lament of Innocence, and Leon Belmont has a less stiff jump than friggin' Dante.
That sucks.
I don't believe that.
Oh, did I already get the chest? Yeah, apparently I did. It only had a green weapon in it. That sucks.
Hey. What killed me? What snuck up behind me and killed me?
Death.
That was Bull.
You gotta remember, people die if they're killed.
That translation... That's so bad.
I've never known. Was that the official translation or just a fan translation?
I think that was a fan sub of that evolved into a meme.
Kind of like
because
that.
Of how...
Yeah, it's like that. All according to Keikaku.
Keikaku.
Keikaku means plan.
I'm like, why didn't you just put in all according to plan instead of all according to Keikaku?
Because weeaboo.
Oh, right, because they're more a fan of Japanese words than they are of English words when they're supposed to be putting that on the screen.
Weeaboo, 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 weeaboo.
And in the words of Ten Shinhan, fucking weeaboos.
Yep. You know, I have absolutely no fucking clue what I'm supposed to be doing.
I say this as I say the Japanese name for Tien as opposed to calling him Tien.
See, that's one where you're actually justified in using that, because the American names are a little bit weird, let's say, in some cases.
Alright, we're doing some strat time. Luis, please move away from me. By the way, if you shoot Luis, he will kill you.
Yeah, I think I tried that once and it didn't work out that well.
Oh my god, I could see through his head. Oh shit.
Like there's nothing at all. Carolers.
I don't think I've ever seen another player in this yet. What the hell? Just got a red alert.
Oh my god. Oh, come on! Just take one little...
Damn.
Did you see that? See, this is where my bad luck is going to strike.
Right before the flashbang got him.
We're going to be here for a while, gentlemen.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
So... And, I'm trying to think. Are there any other series with the early installment weirdness, with similar early installment weirdness that I've described?
Yeah, it's probably a few.
The pilot for Heroes is really weird. Because, like, Sylar actually shows up and he's not played by Zachary Quinto. Oh, but even in the regular version of Heroes, the Sylar voice, there's like, Sylar shows up in like some capacity before he's actually got an actual voice, and it's really weird because it's not Zachary Quinto's voice.
Come on, open up the door. I want to see that. I want to see those faces. Come on.
I don't think you got him. Got that dude coming out.
Excuse me, sir? Oh, shit. Let's get up here. Let's get up here. Come on.
Oh, wait, are those my people? Yes, those are my teammates. My teammates left me behind and took a helicopter all by themselves.
Well, would you say that you were left for dead?
Considering I haven't run into anybody else yet, no.
I'm planning now that I have tested that I have a functioning controller on my Steam. I know what I'm getting.
It's not my nerves talking, it's my paranoia thinking it.
Okay, come on, guys. Oh, wait, I can do something.
Ow.
Where did the boat go? Where's the boat? Where's the boat?
Oh. Damn it.
Dead again.
I'm surprised that... Let me just reload my stuff. Oh wait, this is already reloaded. Yep. The many deaths of me. Got any Daxter quotes?
Step 1. Stay alive. Step 2. Where the fuck is it?
It's think about not doing something like that again. That's the actual quote.
Right.
So Galandon, you've heard that the anime fandom likes to pick on Bryce Papenbrook, right?
I've heard that. I've never really been sure as to why.
Supposedly because insert or supposed terrible voice acting reason here. And probably because of his like vocal range or some crap like that.
Okay.
I'm like, what would you really expect from a guy whom doesn't really have that much vocal range to begin with?
And it's not
of course he's going to be pigeonholed to play a lot of like young spry people.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not like there's really anything wrong with not having a whole lot of vocal range. You can still be a great voice actor and not have a whole lot of vocal range. That's not the same thing as not being able to act.
And yet these people are accusing him of not having decent in acting because of that.
Well, it's like people give Jesse Eisenberg shit for that all the time, and he can demonstrably act. I
don't doubt that since I have seen him in movies that I would consider to be actually, good movies.
Yeah, he plays a lot of stuff that's not really typical. Like Zuckerberg is not the same type of character as Lex Luthor, and neither of them are
what
anything
hit
like
me?
The guy right behind you. There's a guy right behind you.
So much.
And neither of those are the same as his character from Now You See Me. And, it just expands on from there. And not having a whole lot of vocal range is not the sign of being a bad actor. And having a lot of vocal range is not the sign of being a good actor either. Like, a lot of people think that, just because they've got a lot of vocal range, that means they're a really good voice actor. Well, that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily false.
Can you actually play a different character other than the ones that you're often pigeonholed to play?
Yeah, and there's a reason why I like to try and branch out and not play as many like gruff, deep-voiced dads, even though I'm always cast as the gruff, deep-voiced dad.
My mom says I can do a wide range of characters. I'm like, I'm not sure on that detail.
Oh, what the hell?
I could do Kermit the Voice.
Ah, shit.
Now.
I wasn't trying to jump down. I was trying to jump under one of those
Kermit
windows.
the Frog, as most people would call him.
Yeah. And I can do quite a wide range of voices, but I can't always nail things in one take. I have to have like a few takes before I get them. From some people,
I would also need like a few takes. So apparently, according to my sister, I sound like Tony Oliver's Ku Kalane in from Fate Stay Night.
Yeah, you keep telling me that I sound like Logan Laidlaw, and I don't hear it at all.
Like, I definitely hear it. Or, like, listening to your voice reminds me of Blazing Azure Crow or Logan Laidlaw.
Oh, come on.
You know what I've borne witness to? Ooh.
What?
I bore witness to Darkseid Phil lying on perjury about his filing for bankruptcy.
No, I still haven't listened to that yet. I'm gonna listen to that probably tomorrow.
Like, why would you do that? That is so stupid.
There's a lot of things that Darkseid Phil could have done properly and didn't.
Well, at least for now, Luis is invincible. I say for now because watch him get killed at some point.
Or you getting killed wondering what the hell killed you. Again.
My teammates are just not actually bothering to come help me. That's just fantastic, guys. Thanks. My reboot card has 5 seconds left.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
So like the first episode I see, I rewatch a bit of the first episode of Evangelion Alternative, and I'm like, so Kamen Rider is something that these characters watch in their fictional universe, and as well as Super Sentai.
Well, basically,
no, get that out of here.
Well, the thing is that basically everything is the same in Japan. Well, everything is the same as our world up until like
up until the giant
up until
angels.
Yeah, up until Second Impact. And Second Impact happens when Second Impact happens like 30 years after the original Kamen Rider, and Super Sentai, Power Rangers, all those would have been on the air at that time.
Well, considering that in both your fictional universe and in the I have to remind myself what mode I'm playing on. At this point, I am actually going to buy a first aid spray.
So at this point, we're gonna need a ticker just to keep track of all your deaths.
I wouldn't mind that, and to be honest.
What were you saying?
He's saying at this point we're gonna need to keep a ticker.
I was talking to you.
Oh, because basically it's like every so often it's like so. Because the fact that both in your thing and in actual Ava, it takes place in 2015, in which is peculiar. I'm like, it's 2020, and first nor second impact has happened to my knowledge.
Well, the thing is, like, you know, it is an alternate universe after all, and. Yeah. Aside from all that, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for my team to start dropping, because because I ain't...
You know, Something Witty Entertainment ended up wanting to do like a My Hero Academia abridged, and of course, the guy they got for Kirito is Izuku. Why? Because what else is he going to play? Let's be real here.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, almost anything else.
I'm not blaming them for that casting choice, because that was the fairly obvious choice.
Yeah. Well, you
They'd have to be crazy not to.
The thing is, you wind up casting as a main character or as, like, a major character, guys who you know and can rely on and can get in for additional takes later on if something doesn't work. And that's what I've wound up doing with myself, is, like, some of my lines get recorded and re-recorded and re-recorded.
You know, since I got a lot of days off this week, I think I'm going to probably work on making like a demo reel, and unfortunately one of those characters I'm going to end up including is my attempt at voicing Domon Kashu from G Gundam.
I still have no clue about G Gundam.
You should totally watch that.
I probably ought to, but I haven't really taken the opportunity yet, I guess.
Okay, so basically, the general premise is essentially imagine Street Fighter, but all the fighters are basically in giant robots. It literally is Street Fighter from the whole worldwide tournament in Shindig.
Come on, yes! I got a minigun.
Excuse me, sir, you are being very rude. Luis, stop getting in my way. I swear this TMP, it was a good investment.
$2,000? Okay, fuck that. Oh, there's a telephone booth in here.
Can you go back in time?
No. But I can turn into a henchman.
Okay, that seems a little lame. If I'm being blunt.
It's pretty cool. Oh, fuck you. I can't get my minigun back, can I? Fuck off. There we go.
Get out of here with that. You guys too.
Oh, you stole my minigun. One of my teammates stole my minigun.
You know, if this were RE5, I would probably have ended up killing most. I would probably have ended up of literally killing every mook I end up coming across. Just because I. Just because I felt like playing with infinite ammo. Because that's always kind of fun.
Ammo.
Oh, come on!
Damn.
Get that out of here.
Come on! Come on, come down! Come down, fuck!
Get down here.
You know, I think...
Get down here.
You know, I think I know what the problem with the length is with the Resident Evil 3 remake coming out.
What?
I think it's because we're so used to having, like, really long campaigns for Resident Evil that at this point a short campaign in, like, the classic series... And I somehow survived that.
Well, the classic series was like 10 hours. You'd have like...
what I mean is like the old, like the old tank control thing. Like, if you did it all in one sitting, it would only take like a few hours.
Well, not necessarily.
Whereas this would take like several hours in comparison.
You know, a decent playthrough of the original Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, that would take like about 10 hours for each game. And you know, a remake that ostensibly has more content in it should not take less time than the original.
I was just kind of proposing a bit of a theory since, well, you know, it's been a while. It's like, I mean, I was able to clear RE2 remake in just like 2 hours once I knew what to do and whatnot. Because once you know what you're doing, that doesn't take long at all. Trust me on that.
Yeah.
So I presume that longevity is probably like from a really quick playthrough. Oh, if you know what I mean. Like they're zipping through the game, doing like a speed run. So that's entirely possible.
Yeah, it's possible. It's like, you can, if you're explicitly trying to get through, like, say, for instance, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes in a very short period of time, you can. It's just that if you're playing organically, you probably won't.
I'm getting a first aid spraying, if that's what you're wondering.
What the hell?
There's another El Gigante in this area, but... do I look remotely suicidal enough to do that without a bazooka and with Ashley near me?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
You're a klepto.
Especially on professional mode, so...
You have Kleptomania moments.
Hey, it's not that I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it when I get more money. So we're going to go door number 1 first. Because we are going to do both routes.
Yeah.
And at least the left route gives me a dumpster to hide Ashley in.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay. And, you know, unfortunately, it's like... so, you know how Japan is, like, a huge fan of the tsundere type character?
Yeah.
Japan loves Bakugo. Japan loves Bakugo to pieces. Like,
fucking
he is
get
literally...
in the chopper!
like, he is literally the most popular character in the series as of, like, right now.
We have 51 health left in this helicopter, or take the fuck off.
Oh, great. More of these.
Oh my god, Dolphin, what the hell are you doing? Get to the chopper.
I'm expecting a predator to show up. And not that kind of predator. Why don't you have a seat over there?
I have a seat over there.
It's from the series How to Catch a Predator.
Take off, Bear Hug! Bear Hug, take off!
The only reason I know of How to Catch a Predator is because of SGB's playthrough of Mortal Kombat 9, which is quite famous, if you ask me. There are several turn-ons and turn-offs for each character in the game.
Thanks for that, guys.
Seriously, buddy?
Oh.
You got us fucking crashed. Thanks.
Gonna be slicing up that ass tonight. I don't care. I don't care about the phrasing.
We had a helicopter, guys, and you fucking blew it.
We need to have a discussion about your freaking ass having.
Apparently, according to my group of Gallandon, I am the booty warrior.
Yeah.
I am Fleece
You can say
Johnson
he is-
from Boondocks.
You can say he is an ass man.
Booty is more important than food. Booty is more important than water. And let me tell you this.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Eh, screw
The
it.
shadow knows.
What is that a reference to?
It's in the name. It's the Shadow. You know, just one of the most famous radio and pulp serials of all time.
I've unfortunately never had the pleasure of seeing it.
There was a movie with Alec Baldwin. It's really good. Don't read the
Mean where
Boom...
he's not playing a bitch?
Yeah, don't read the Boom Studios comics. They're shit.
Excuse me? You know, even though it's like there is a mod for Sonic Adventure 1 to have have the old Dreamcast textures in DX, but there isn't one for Adventure 2, oddly enough.
Oh, that's odd. I thought they, I thought
I
there was
looked
one
it up.
already.
I tried Googling it, but I didn't find any.
Huh.
They did have quite a bit of the sounds from the old Dreamcast version.
It seems odd that they'd need to have those because the Dreamcast was on a 700 megabyte CD for Adventure 2. There's no real reason why you'd need to use the original sounds.
Honestly, I still, since you still haven't played it, right?
Adventure 2? No.
I would look forward to watching your first playthrough of the game, because that would be fun.
And one of these days I'll have it all set up on PC. Or maybe I'll hook up the not the Dreamcast, the Dreamcast is broken. And I don't have a controller, and I also don't have audio-video cords.
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed. Was there any magic involved?
No. No, just you
So
getting
there's no
hit.
magic at this gathering at all?
No.
Ooh. This was supposed to be a Magic the Gathering.
Well, it isn't, so.
Excuse me, sir. You are being very rude. Oh, I've learned my lesson from last time. I swear my aim is somewhat inconsistent.
Yeah, that's the difference between playing this game and getting killed.
Oh goody, chainsaw people.
Oh yeah!
Where the hell is Yellow going? Yellow.
YOLO.
Westachef, where are you going? Buddy. Hello.
And you're out of shotty shells.
And I'm out of TMP, so you know what that means. Oh shoot, I almost got hit by that guy. I forgot there were two of you. Enjoy. By the way, did you know that, that the boss upcoming can be taken out with, like, three incendiary grenades in all phases?
Interesting.
It's because of the increased, it's because of the increased damage that the incendiary grenades do in the HD ports.
Huh.
Okay, I think I killed both of them.
Yeah, you killed the Bella sisters.
Do I have to double tap? Okay, nothing's coming out, so
Seriously,
I don't have to double
Westachef,
tap.
what are you doing?
Dude, they're dead. You just picked up a key. They're dead. There's blood everywhere.
Did you guys know that Jesse Nelwick had a sex change?
Yeah, I did. You know, I always knew she was a bit of a wacko beforehand, and that just kind of confirms it, because she was on Twitter talking about it, and I'm just thinking, this is not the words of somebody who's mentally sound.
Oh dear. And let's just say now his Twitter profile is him shirtless.
Fuck off.
She's still not my favorite voice for Saris.
Well, if I ever go through with my little harebrained scheme of redoing the last 2 episodes of Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, I'll have to find somebody who can do a good Saris Victoria.
Someone close to Katie Gray?
Yeah.
It's funny that we have that in the actual English dub we have an American doing a fake British accent, but in the abridged version, and we have an actual British person playing Saris. And
I thought Jesse was Canadian.
No.
Whatever.
And with Integra, it's in verse. In the actual dub, she's played by a British person in Victoria Harwood, whereas in the abridged version, she's played by an American in Corian Studberg. I know I might have botched up her name. Some people would know her as Megami 33. Hello? Did I mute my mic again?
No, we can hear you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
God fucking damn it.
God dang it, Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby.
But Dad! I find it weird that Lanny and Scott end up comparing Stephanie Nadolny's Gohan to Bobby from King of the Hill.
No. I think I can objectively say that that's not true. It's not a good voice, but it's not Bobby from King of the Hill.
They made that comparison in their Dragon Ball Z Budokai playthrough. When Gohan saves Goku from Raditz. And, let me think. Oh, come on. I can't even jump over this.
No.
Friggin' hell game.
You know, West Chef, this is all your fault. Oh, it's Mr. West the Chef. Yeah, West the Chef, this is your fault. This is nobody's fault but yours. I went there to help you because you went off on your own like an idiot.
These are true facts that are being spewed out. Let it be known.
And then I lost most of my health in the storm because I got sidetracked with you. Now I just hope that you die in the storm right here, right now, because... Oh, he's actually going to be driving into the storm. This is gonna... This cannot possibly end poorly, Chef.
You know, the funny thing is, like, so... going back and watching, like, the chorus trilogy of Red vs. Blue, and then I hear Tucker, call, Felix an effing tool. Well, all I can think is, I could say the same thing about Miles, his voice actor.
Yeah.
Because Miles really is a friggin' tool.
Miles Luna?
Yep.
Oh,
voice
yeah,
of...
That
voice
guy
of
is a tool.
Voice of Jeanne d'Arc in Ruby, and Felix in Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, that guy is a tool. Almost as much of a tool as Kaiser Neko. Kaiser the Tool Neko.
They're foolish enough to approach me when I have a shotgun.
West the Chef is the only member of the team still alive. That's probably because I saved his ass.
Why did you waste your time saving his ass?
Because I wanted to know where the hell he was going. Then I drew fire and killed some guys who were trying to kill him.
Oh, you mean like Superman drew aggro away from you?
What? Oh, yeah, in DC Universe Online, yeah. I'm gonna go back to that, and as compensation for the fact that I vetoed the SHIELD thing, I'm just gonna make Captain America.
Nice. And you know, as much as I would want to like I still have to say, like, as much as I want to like the subcast of My Hero Academia so I can, you know, finally at least stop watching the dub, I just can't.
That's one of those things where the voices are just a little bit off, just a little bit off.
I mean, Kenta Miyake as All Might is still very much on point. But there are some things I could say about, like, I'm not that too keen on Daiki Yamashita as Izuku. Oh, nor am I, and I am especially not too keen on Nobuhiko Okamoto as Bakugo. Oh, after hearing him like do his thing so many times, like,
yeah.
My word. Because it's not that he's a bad actor, it's just I've heard him as better. I'm thinking of selling one of my guns, but I don't know which one I should pick. You know, I'll sell the rifle.
I was gonna say, all of them?
All of them? No, you gotta say it like, Sabbat did in Dragon Ball when Goku's like, good thing you got bad aim, you missed all my vital organs, and then he's like, all of them? Okay, so with this rifle, I've got one shot. I should not miss my chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. Ahem, you better.
Dude, you're not Eminem.
I'm trying to get someone to do the Eminem rap.
You better.
No. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better.
This is an 8 Mile.
That's the one part of that song I could do purely by memory.
Yeah, listen, now you trying to freaking rap that one part of rap god.
Because I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady, always Slim Shady, so just imitating. So Walter, real Slim Shady, please stand up, please stand up, please stand up. Because I'm Slim Shady, yes, I'm the real Shady, always Slim Shady, so just imitating. So Walter, real Slim Shady, please stand up, please stand up, please stand up.
Try going a little bit faster than that.
My problem was that I had to slow down because I started slurring it, and I didn't realize we were doing the Eminem rap battle hour.
I'm sorry, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was really funny. And now that I have the bazooka, it's time to go take on the El Gigante.
Yeah, see, the thing is, that was the only Eminem lyrics that were sticking in my head at that moment. So, I was just like, I gotta do something here.
Okay, guys, remember, I can't miss with this. I only get, I really do mean that I only get a one shot with this.
I thought you were about to say, remember, no Russian.
No, this isn't Modern Warfare 2.
Which comes out tomorrow
No,
again.
Ashley. No, Ashley.
Yeah, but supposedly it doesn't have multiplayer.
We're done.
That's not that big of a deal, honestly.
Alright, El Gigante is dead.
Dodge.
So what's supposed to happen is basically I was supposed to shoot that scaffolding, make a boulder drop on him to stun him for a bit. But at the same time I also got to be breaking this chain.
Breaking the chains around you. At least I think that's how that song goes.
And
break these chains of love.
And sadly, I am that one person who doesn't really like Yuki Kaji in a lot of things. Going back to like the Seiyu thing, he can do like different characters, but it's his voice that kind of annoys me the most. Like like whenever he's told to like get serious, it's literally this. It's like he just does it without moments of hesitation. Like he always wanted to be more serious when he's better when he's not doing the serious voice that he's been doing. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, I understand that. That it's like his go-to voice is not the greatest voice he does.
Yeah. Like, and it's especially evident with like Todoroki, where it's like even David Matranga can make Todoroki, who sounds super serious, actually kind of sound like the comically serious.
Yeah, it's like how Sabbat, his default voice is like Piccolo, even though the best voice he does isn't Piccolo, and using Piccolo for other things. Like, I heard him doing Piccolo in One Piece. I heard him doing Piccolo in fucking Black Clover. And I heard him...
He does a mixture of Piccolo and Armstrong in My Hero Academia when it comes to All Might, because he has to switch from like a huge buff form, on which he does like the Armstrong voice, and then when he switches to his default form, he does kind of like the Piccolo voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that actually does. It actually does kind of make sense, and for that, and I for one was like, that makes sense for, because
somebody's shooting at my house. Boom, headshot.
Why would they get on a ski lift when it only makes them easier targets for me to hit? Because they're literally just standing there waiting for me to shoot them down.
I don't know.
Ow. Son of a...
Son of a bleeping bleep beast.
Okay, so I didn't mention this before, but any thoughts on Ashley's special uniform?
She could be showing less skin.
Yeah, her night uniform.
Well, that and also the fact that if I were to switch her default form, we'd be seeing everything.
Yeah, you'd be pulling Roshi. That's what
Well, what I mean by everything is like, we're seeing everything up her skirt. Okay, so in terms of like having a good Resident Evil experience, what is your preferred go-to game?
Oh, Resident Evil 3 is a great place to get like a complete newer Resident Evil experience, because it's like the original games without the it's the original gameplay without the issues that mire Resident Evil 2 and 3, 1 and 2 rather. And then there's also Resident Evil Revelations, which I think is the best modern experience.
You know, Kirk Thornton is in that game.
Oh, nice. Resident Evil Revelations
and
has
when
the
you and I remembered that scenario you were presenting earlier, that I was going to bring this up when I was going to bring this up if you ever mentioned like at what Revelations in your little mega crossover thing, but that would be an opportunity. But if Shadow were present in your fic, Shadow, there would be an opportunity for Kirk Thornton to also talk to himself, since he voices both that character and Shadow.
You know, Revelations didn't come up because I think this is right around the time Revelations came out when I was writing this. But Shadow does kind of show up eventually.
So, random fact that was pointed out by Yo Video Games. Did you know that Rasputin had a 13-inch dick?
I don't believe it, but
Dicks or just some food.
Okay, in case you're wondering why I just randomly decided to bring that up, it's there in both the Yo Video Games playthrough and Max's professional mode run, and he they brought up that Rasputin had Simmons, for whatever reason, brought up the supposed fact that Rasputin had a 13-inch dick.
Supposedly.
So now we're gonna go fight against what's his face, the bearded guy.
Beardy McBeardface.
Yes, the guy that beat us with the stench of humiliation.
Oh, but towards Mendez.
Mendez hates red. For once, Ashley will actually, you know, let me do this on my own instead of just sticking around and watching me get tossed around.
Yeah, it's just pulling a Yoshi and Mario World when you're about to go into the ghost house.
Well, for once, I would actually benefit from their absence.
Oh God, that stench! I remember it all too well.
Someone's shooting at me and I can't tell who.
The buttons on this guy's coat, like...
Huh.
It's weird seeing this game run at 60 frames since I'm so used to watching videos of it at 30 frames.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, YouTube wants to default, unless it's playing on like my PS4, YouTube wants to default to like 30 frames for just about everything.
Right now, they're defaulting to standard definition for just about everything, so...
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
What was that? Oh, your heavily subsidized infrastructure isn't functioning properly. Hey, well, that's a shame, isn't it?
Then again, it's YouTube, so...
Oh God.
Someone is shooting at me. Where is he?
Damn it. Well, at least we don't have to watch the cutscene again. And all we need to do is watch the QTE again.
Yeah.
Because of course we do.
Ain't nothing cute about a quick time event.
Especially in a Resident Evil game.
No. There was somebody he was shooting at. He wasn't shooting at me. Where the hell is that guy? Cooey, I'm out in the open. Hello?
He just one-shotted me. Well, my luck's run out, guys.
Ah,
What luck?
you know, serendipitous that you said that. Mine has too. Place number 16.
200 deaths later.
Who knows? It might actually take that long.
Oh God, be here till like 3 in the morning.
Yo, Video Games was up for a while playing Mortal Kombat just to beat Shao Kahn.
Oh yeah, not as long as it was for Biofreeze.
Oh God. I hate when he slides. Jesus. Now I sound like Leon in the remake. Ooh! Got to phase 2. Now let's hope I last long in this phase. Hold on a sec. Just as a precautionary measure. Oh God. I don't like it when he's right next to me.
Ooh.
I get very nervous when he's right next to me. He's right up above. He's coming. Come chase me.
I just got an email from Verizon talking about their commitment during COVID-19, and I had to think for a second. I don't have a Verizon phone. I don't have anything with Verizon. And I was like, wait a second. They own Yahoo, don't they? Yep.
Gonna combine these two. Is there a yellow herb around here somewhere? Because I know... What the... So I apparently... So apparently I got the crouching prompt, and
Like real quick.
and apparently I ended up firing instead of, you know,
Instead of actually
crouching.
crossing. It's like a split second there it popped up. And there's a yellow herb.
And oh goody, there's a spare green herb in case
There
in case I have to use it. Oh god, he's right there. This is literally the one boss fight in this game that is really tense for me. Mostly because of the music.
Oh, yeah.
Or lack thereof.
You know, I think I'm going to read this email from Verizon. Verizon Media's commitment during COVID-19. These are unprecedented times that have dramatically changed our daily lives. While the uncertainty can be unsettling, I believe that we can get through this together and emerge stronger. Fuck you, Verizon. I rely on you for an email address.
Verizon email, read by Early Tristan.
We recognize that this is a great responsibility in delivering critical news and information to our nearly 900 million users across the globe.
I don't use you for news. I don't use anybody for news. I try to ignore the news.
Except for bounding into comics, because they actually do news.
Yeah, I try to ignore the news as much as possible, honestly. Hey, most of this stuff is just not helpful.
You've been more news than most of the news anyway.
Yeah.
Verizon Media, the parent company of Yahoo, HuffPost, AOL, TechCrunch, has always been committed to our
Mission of creating trusted
I just
content.
knocked him
They're
down.
the parent company of the Huffington Post? That rag? Really? Okay.
And our resolve is even stronger today as we navigate through this new normal we find ourselves in. Rest assured that you can always expect to find credible and trusted content across our platforms.
I don't care. You know, I got an email from the Australian Postal Service. I actually got 2 emails from the Australian Postal Service about this shit. And you want to know what the funny thing is? It's been like almost 4 years since I did anything related to them. I had a package coming from Australia one time that I was tracking through them, and that was a very long time ago. I haven't dealt with them since then.
I have been fairly cautious during this entire boss fight.
Well, it's always good to be cautious during boss fights.
Especially ones that are this tense.
Excuse me, yes.
Can you imagine how I felt when I did the RE2 remake and I had to face Mr. X? Let me just say, I knew that X was going to give it to me.
Oh, you knew it, alright.
It was not fun. It's only funny when it's happening to other people and not when it's happening to me.
Saberspark just said, our species peaked in 2015 with Undertale, and we've all been going downhill ever since. I can't disagree. You know,
I knocked him down again.
Best Buy also
got back
sent
up.
me an email about this coronavirus shit, and they said that they were going to be doing all kinds of stuff to make sure everything, you know, goes smoothly or whatever. And you know, guess what hasn't shipped out from them?
What?
My Rise of Skywalker pre-order.
Why did you buy that?
Yeah, I have reasons. For one thing, I think Star Wars is kind of a family tradition at this point, and no matter how big of a disaster it might be, we're gonna watch it together. And second,
And I killed him!
Second, I do soundtrack edits, and I have had a plan of something I was gonna do to the Rise of Skywalker in a sense. That's not what eyeballs look like on the back.
Well, of course, it's a fake eyeball.
Oh, right, that's a glass eye, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta use that to open the gateway. To get to the next area in the game. God dang it, why are you here?
You know, speaking of eyeballs, you remember Captain Marvel?
Which one?
The one where Nick Fury lost an eye?
Oh, right. Mother flirkin'.
What the fuck?
You know, they can say fuck at least once in those movies without it being upgraded to an R.
But, yeah, and the thing
Well,
is like, they...
more than once they could get away with that.
I mean, the X-Men movies have gotten away with it plenty of times.
Yeah. Anyways, there's a... You know, he doesn't actually lose an eye, he just loses sight in the eye. Did they never actually watch The Winter Soldier? Did nobody... You know, somebody had to approve that script. One would think that...
Remember what you said about Captain Marvel, it's a continuity nightmare.
Yeah. It's a continuity nightmare for multiple reasons.
For multiple good reasons.
Yes. Well, from a filmmaking standpoint, multiple very, very bad reasons.
I may also have to consider selling my shotgun because I'm going to be getting a new one later. That's actually 100 times better.
Okay.
Because let's just say that coming up, we're going to need newer and better weapons. TMP can stay.
Harder, better, faster, and stronger.
Yep.
Not done by Kanye. Hey, I have a massive ego. Oh, West. Seriously, screw Kanye West. Daft Punk was where it's at. Where it was at.
Have you ever seen that movie that Kanye made?
I don't like thinking about anything to do with him.
It's... how do I put it? It's called Runaway. It's based on his album Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is apparently one of his best ones.
Yeah.
And, it's really fucking weird, because the movie makes a lot of weird choices that, and like, he sold it as, I'm making a bunch of choices filmmakers wouldn't normally make. And yeah, you know, filmmakers can make a lot of really stupid decisions just because that's how film is made. But the thing is, some things are actually done for a reason, and certain things that were done for a reason he completely ignored. Like, it is like...
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
It's like if Ryan Johnson somehow had less of a clue as to what he was doing.
You mean more than he already did?
I'd say burn, but yeah. The thing is, I'm pretty sure Ryan Johnson knows exactly what he's doing. And he knows that he's gonna piss a bunch of people off because of his incoherent storytelling thing in style over substance
Yeah.
thing that he does. And, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure he knows that. Meanwhile, you've got Kanye West who doesn't know what he's doing. Ryan Johnson thinks that just because everything he does is like visually interesting and isn't necessarily what people are expecting, that it's good, and it's not. And Kanye West actually genuinely thinks that he's doing something decent.
And we're done with chapter 2, guys.
Oh, nice.
So next time when we come back to Resident Evil 4, we're gonna get Owen to the castle. So, we're done for today.
Okay, good, because I need to go get some water and something to eat, and I gotta finish my workout.
And I gotta go to sleep because Dad's gonna get cranky at me again.
No, he's gonna tell you the story. Go to fucking sleep.
Alright, so I'll talk to you guys some other time.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.
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 Somebody's flying above me with a Millennium Falcon. Hey, shotgun to the head. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm just gonna play to the end of this match, and then I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna try to get myself killed or anything, but I ain't gonna care too much if I do die. Which probably sounds awful if you think about this as being, you know, if I was talking about like real life stuff, that would be. Ooh. apparently I knocked myself out of there. A guy in a banana costume. No, a hot dog costume. There we go. Hell with it. I'm going inland. Non-damaged? No, there's not. As you are, as you were, as I want you to be. I don't actually know why I'm singing that song. I don't know it particularly well, and I don't like the band particularly well. Ooh. But I do like that. Boat, boat, where's boat? Here is boat. Boat, boat, don't. There we go. Oh. Almost made it. I don't know what the hell I was trying to do there, but, you know. Ooh. Huh. I hear something. There we go. Oh, shit. Ah. I didn't know there were henchmen on this island. Well, I'm done. I'll see y'all later.